In this lesson, we're going to learn a little bit more about percentages and how to write them in different ways. So if we have a problem like this that says show 40% in different ways. So the first thing is we need to remember a grid. Remember that if we shade 40 squares out of the 100, then that's the same as 40%. So if we shade 40 of these, that's the same as 40% shaded. So how does that look? That looks like that. The next step is we can write 40% as a decimal. So the grid is telling us that 40% is the same as 40 over 100, 40 100ths. So that's the same as 40 100ths, right? So what's 40 100ths as a decimal? And you can look in the description. I have links to other videos of mine that explain hundredths. So 40% equals 40 over 100. So, and that's the same as 0.4. And if you remember in some of my other videos, if you have a number over 100, there's an imaginary decimal at the end of this number, and you just move the decimal over to the left twice because there's two zeros. So you go this way, 1, 2, and then you put your decimal here. So 40 over 100 is the same as 0.4. The third step now, we can now write 40% as a fraction in its simplest form. We can divide the numerator and the denominator by 20 because 20 fits into both 40 and 100. So let's do that. That looks like this. So we just continue this path of what we're doing. So 40% is equal to 40 over 100, which we talked about up here. Now we take this and divide it by 20. 40 divided by 20 over 100 divided by 20. And 20 fits into 40 twice. 20 fits into 105 times. So 40 over 100 is the same as 2/5. And that's how you write 40% in 3 different ways. So we wrote it as a decimal. We wrote it as a shaded square. And we wrote it as a decimal in lowest, as a fraction in lowest terms. And if you don't understand that completely, don't worry. Practice makes improvement. You could just rewatch the video. And as I said, there's links in the description, other resources there. And make sure to download the ebook. There's this exact lesson in the ebook that you could follow along exactly. And if you like the video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.